Oh, welcome to another Something for the Weekend. Now, this is carrying on my games I used to love to play. A little mini-series. We had Enemy Territory 2 weeks ago. Well, when an Enemy Territory closed down, I was a bit at a loss. Well, it didn't so much close down, people just stopped playing. The Enemy Territory Quake Wars thing that was called came out, and it wasn't half the game Enemy Territory was. And just about everybody lost heart, and nobody bothered to play Enemy Territory. So that died a death. So I was looking for something else. I'd always thought about trying MMO, massive multiplayer online game, and some of the guys from Enemy Territory had gone across to EverQuest 2, so I thought, should I take out a subscription? These are in the days you had to buy the game, then subscribe to it. Well, what I'm going to do, whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to start playing around making a character on this. Alright, this is create character. I'll run through what I'm doing and continue my little story on this. Well, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make one of the characters I used to enjoy playing, as near as I can remember. I'm going to do Crow Controller, and Pause, well, Illusion. Now, when I first started playing this, they told me that controllers were very hard to master. They were wrong. I enjoyed this no end. This was easy. I'll just enter the name in there now. What's his name? That's it. That was the name I used. I think that's what's his name. Or it could have been what's his name, but what's his name? It's good enough. And I enjoyed playing this character no end. We're going to have a mile. We have him fairly standard, just under 6 foot, I think. I should see. This is City of Heroes, a game that no longer exists. It was published by NC Soft, and it's a company I have never ever used and gone for another game from. I wouldn't touch NC Soft with a barge pole. I dislike the way they operate. Alright, let's have a look. Now, you're going to want a hat now. I remember the hat I had. I just wonder if I can find it. Hats. There we are. Shape. No, that's face. Now, I can't remember what face I had on this character. But we're good with that. Face 1. I can't see the faces, but yeah, that'll do. I want to get rid of that. I want to get rid of that mask, and I can't remember how. I think it's on details. No. I mean, that's the one. That's better. Now, let's have a look so we can find a hat. Don't want surgeon's cap. Yeah, so as I say, I went. By the time I decided to have a go, and I can't really see us. Just have a closer look. By the time I decided to subscribe to EverQuest 2, the guys had moved on to this game. But I enjoyed my time on EverQuest 2 until I started realising that it was all to do with equipment, nothing else. Equipment was the only thing that mattered. And I didn't particularly want to be in a game where equipment was the be-all and end-all. So I decided to go on to City of Heroes, by which time the guys had moved on again. I don't know where. I didn't bother after that. That's about roughly what we had, but we had one which was slightly over to one side. I know I... But since I joined this, I felt at home straight away. I don't know why, but there was something about it. As you can see, it's fully customizable what your guy looks like. No. And the gunslinging, no. There was here, I'm certain, but it doesn't look like there is now. I must be mistaken. It must have been a straightforward top hat. Yeah, we go with not the large one, that one. That'll do. Face doesn't look too bad. Hair is the right colour I want. I want black hat. Ears, well, yeah, human. Detail 1, none. Because that's all this stuff, and didn't have anything else. No, I mean, was there moustaches and all that in here? Because I did a full beard on this character. Not in there, that's not. But that's detail 2. This looks more like it. Handlebar moustache, no. Beard full. That's about it. Beard full, no. I want to change colour beard. Detail 2 colour. Yeah, I played this a lot. Now, what we got here is something done by Titan. Oh god, I can't remember their full name now. I will put the links in after I finish playing around with this. Upper body was jacket. It was sleeve jackets. There we are. Let's have a look. Lab coat. No, it was tuxedo. That's it. And that was also in black, but no selection of fireable sleeves, yes. Just check we've got the right sleeves on there. Tuxedo sleeves, that's better. That's a bit better. As you can see, he looks a dandy. In fact, I think I might add him slightly shorter. No selection of fireable chest. Dress shirt, yes. Dress shirt 2, yes. And that was actually, if I remember right, that was a bright colour, red. And now he also had tie, and I don't know if we've got ties are in this one. Don't look. Oh, maybe. No, they're all just. Yes, there's a little bit about City Heralds that launched in North America in 2003. I don't want anything on this. I don't want anything there. Oh, hold on. So, what did I say? Bow tie. That's it. That's what we need. That's what I'm looking for. And that should be bright green. A bit brighter than that. Yes, that's what we need. He's looking the part already. Hands are right. Chest detail, gloves, none. Belt. Yes, he was wearing a belt, and I think I was using a tactical belt on him. I think I was using one of those. And that was brown. With the buckle, I think was silverish. Lower body, pants. Ordinary pants, yes, we want pants. Basic, and there will be basic. Oh, slacks, that's it. Slacks. I don't want tuxedo, that's it. And they were also in black. Ooh, don't like the white down the side there, so we will just change that. That's better. Boots. Boots are easy. That was sneakers, as our American cousins call them, and they were actually green. Not on that bit. That bit I think was quite dark. It's better. And I think we had green on the. Oh no. Must have been like that. Right. Tiles, none. Back details, none. Auras. Well, we put an aura on. Let's have a look, see what we've got here. Fairy dust. Yeah, that looks alright. And we'll give it an effect. Body and eyes. And we give it a colour. Orange. There we are. Alright, so we've got that made. We can customise all the paths, but I'm not going to bother do that. And we hope that everything... No. Hero. Yes. No, but if everything goes well, we should now be going to Atlas Park, which was one of the two starter things on Heroes. This and Galaxy City. But on this one, you can only go into Atlas. But we can go and look at the rest of the thing. Oh yes, 2004 it launched in Europe, and NCSoft made their first big mistake. And we're just going to pick up a couple of badges. They made the first big mistake. They made them separate. And you couldn't play... If you want to play, already playing American, you want to come back to playing Europe. For a short time, they did a system that you could swap over. That's 2 badges then. But after that, you had to have 2 accounts, 2 lots of subs, and we just come in so we don't get blinded by them. This is one of the heroes, Miss Liberty. She can't talk to him now because there's just nothing. There's nothing there anymore. And different people wandering about here. And they used to be able to get into the Paragon City Hall. I don't know if you still can, we find out. Yes, we can, but it looks like it. Wow. Yeah, most of it's still working. Yes, and say 2004 it came into Europe. There was 4 servers in Europe, and I think 11 in America, and there was 1 PvP server, and I can't remember where that was now. And all these give tasks, all these people around here. And these were all tactical things. You get tasks and that from here, and you get extra rewards if you did them. Let's just stop flying for a little while. Now I joined this about 2008, 2009, somewhere around there, when City of Villains had released as a separate program. Again, another big mistake. They should have released it as an add-on to City of Heroes, but they didn't, which upset several players. We'll go back to Fly again. So you see, we've got no actual paths here. All we've got is the travel paths. I can't remember what this thing here is. Oh, I see. Well, this wasn't there when I was playing. Unless I don't remember it. That's one of those things I took out because I preferred going the old way. Right, well, let's have a look at one of the other ones. This is the start of the one. A lot of street cleaning on here. There'd be villains all over the place. Now, City Heroes worked on a system that all the stuff was held on the servers. The clients held very little, which is why this no longer exists. There was not enough on clients to rebuild it. And as I say, I joined this about 2008, 2009, and I played this. Well, you think I play a lot of farming sim? Believe me, it's nothing compared to what I played this. Weekends, Friday and Saturdays, I was playing this about 8-10 hours a day. No lie, if I wasn't going out anywhere. The rest of the week, about 4 or 5 hours a day. Just wait for the train to come back, and we'd take the train. This all was working all the time. Oh, we'll put the map up too. There we are. I'll just unhook that. That's the other thing too, is we still have got some games. We'll have a look at King's Row. Quick look at King's Row. I'm not going to go through a whole lot on here. But let's get back to the history of this game. By 2009, I think it was, that Cities of Films was incorporated into City of Heroes, which is when I joined. So yeah, it must have been 2009. And you imagine this teeming with traffic, people. Oh, there was people all over the place, pedestrians. There was traffic on the roads. There was villains groups, and you'd always tell when a villains group was around because the people would run from the villains group. So the way they were run, you went the opposite direction to try and take the villains on. You see all this here, it's no more. You can't really see too well here because we're at night here, so it's not easy to see everything. And this is running very well indeed. This is an old game. Let's have a look at Independence Port. And we had task forces. Some were very good and some were very bad. I used to love the Imperious Task Force. It was excellent. You get a good group together, you could whip through that in 100 hours. Get a bad group, you'd be 3 hours, and you still wouldn't have done it. But all different parts of the city, and it was a living, breathing city. You believed it was here. And on the villain side, you also believed there was a city here. And that's Miss Liberty again. She appears in 2 places. And this used to take you to one of the task forces. No longer works, I'm afraid. But you used to walk in here, and you used to about click about here, and you'd be transported to the next mission. And the sound was good too on here. It was, well, you can hear it now. You can hear the ships there. You know where you are without actually seeing. And I can't remember where all the superheroes were, but they were dotted around the place, so you could pick up, missions from Dr. Chang. There was mission givers all over the place. There was a lot of missions. There was at one time when I first joined a big gap in the 20s where there wasn't enough missions, but first Cryptic, and then yes, the same people who have subsequently done a whole load of other MMOs, but this was more a test, as was Champions Online for stuff which was to come later. And no ship here. Now I think around here somewhere there should be a mission giver. I can't find him. So as well as say, we hit the night by the looks of it, which is a shame. See, all these had missions or some information to think. There's badges, accolades. No, it only went to level 50, which some people thought was bad. But you didn't need to go any higher. When you first started, I think you were allowed, when I first joined, 12 characters. Then you had to start deleting and start again. But there were so many archetypes and pars and that to try out, and they kept adding them. And when NCSoft took over full control of this, and they set their own studio, the Paradox Studios, more got added. Because when Cryptic were doing near the end, it was getting short of things to do. We haven't got found Falls, and we're still informed where the Hamilton used to reside. The biggest task force a lot. No, I was saying about the servers in the UK. There's a French speaking, I can't remember the name of it, the German speaking, and two English languages. Union, which was a big one, Defiant, which was a small one. Now I joined Defiant. I think I got stuck here somehow. What we have to do then is, no, I think we're stuck. Yes, well, I think we broke it. Just see if this will go. Quit to character select. We'll go back to character select and come back in again. It don't look like Founders Falls, which is a pity. We may have to go the long way round. We'll go back with what's the name again. Now we're going to join Founders Falls again, hopefully somewhere else. Oh, we're in the same place. But we can move now. Remember, this is only part of the game, and this is mainly used for chat. So you can still chat to ex-players and us sad people who want to sit back in. But over here, now which one was it now? Eden. Must have been through Eden. No, we had, I was saying about Defiant, which is my one, and we're all sort of proud of our own particular server. And very few people played on both English-speaking servers in Europe. And more people changed over later when they finally saw sense and made one and one only a set of servers. Everything went to Eden. It's Eden. We've got a badge. It looks like we can get through here. When I went to one set and the North American servers joined, I think there was around 11 North American servers. And this is yuck. Now we want to go across here. This is where we're making for the hive. This was a terrible place to get caught in Eden. Some of the task force took you through here. As you can see, it's earthquakes a lot, but Sambit Defiant. We were the first, as far as I'm aware, the first server anywhere to take down a dropship. Dropships are what you had big events every so often when you'd be invaded by aliens, and we're the only server, as far as I know, ever to take a dropship down, or the first two. Others took them down afterwards, but. And for a small server, we worked very well together. And super groups, which are grouping of like-minded people, and I joined a few, and in the end, Super Nation was my main one. It was Evil Nation on the villain side. But one of the things I always remember there, we had a chap join us, and we were always recruiting new members. If we saw someone and they didn't have a tag up for a super group, we'd ask them if they wanted to join us. But we had someone join us, fairly quiet actually, and he kept disappearing every so often. Nice bloke, and he used an ice as his main thing. I'm just trying to get through here, and it looks like this still works. Alright, this is a hive. This is where the biggest enemy on the map used to reside. And it's all coming back to me now. And this was a very hard thing to do. You needed about 50 people to really do it. You could do it with less, but they had to be very good. But I was talking about this guy. He joined us and he kept disappearing every so often. Very nice, very quiet, unassuming. Until he was with about 6 months, then he disappeared for about 3-4 months. We had our own forums at the time, and after it'd been gone about 4 months, this post appeared on there. It was his widow. The guy, and I can't remember his real name now, was a soldier. He was actually a colonel in the British Army, and he'd been to where was the Hamilton? Out here somewhere, I think. He'd been in the First Iraq War. And now, you may, if you know history, remember the First Iraq War. A lot of British soldiers were given a load of chemicals injected into them to counteract what they expected to find. Now, the trouble is, these chemicals had a first reaction to certain people, and this colonel was one of them. And he was invalidated out of the forces with no hope of ever recovering. But he joined us, and what his widow wrote, and I think I'll remember this to my dying day. Thank you very much for making my late husband's last few months so pleasurable. He really enjoyed playing with you, and he looked forward to it, and he was only sorry he couldn't be about more. We learned from her that, yes, he couldn't be about more. He was in hospital at least once a month for a week. Other days he was just so ill he couldn't do anything. Alright, let's see if we can go somewhere else now. I think we looked through here, and this was where the Hampton was. But it touched all of us. The most hardened of us. Let's come down and do some super speed. I'll need to come out to see this probably. And that, yes, that aura is from the paw. Now we got super jump. You could pick as many travel paths as you want, but you didn't pick many. You usually had one. You might do one travel path because more meant less other paths where you could actually damage someone. I'm going to take. I was never very good at super speed. It used to confuse me. Super jump was alright. As you can tell, it's hard work for the poor guy. And we just find a way back. Where was it? Was it in here? This medical centre was here when we were doing the Hamilton. Because you knew you were going to have a lot of deaths and you had to get back fairly quick because too many go missing and you'd lose. There's only one. I don't think we can use this to get anywhere. Can we just have a look? Oh, yes, this boss in there. Let's have a look at. Can you have a look at Rogue Island? Yes, you can. Alright, let's have a look at that. Yeah, another guy I will never forget was Professor Radburn. He was the oldest player, what we could tell, playing on the European servers. This is the villain side. We'll take for light again because it's easier to see. See a bit more rundown, a bit more utility about it rather than flash. Yes, Professor Radburn was a very ill man. He had cancer. He had an operation which went wrong, and they had to give another operation to reverse that first operation. That didn't go well. But in 2000, I think 2012, I think they closed the service down. I'm trying to remember now. Somewhere around that era. Well, one of the members of Defiant one of the younger female members. Either her computer broke down or internet was going to be down for the last day ever of City of Heroes when they're closing the service down. Professor Radburn and his wife, without hesitation, invited around theirs to stay the weekend and treat the place around and to use their computer. And which she did. 6 months after the service broke down, or closed down, we heard Professor Radburn had passed away. A great gentleman he was. Always looked forward to playing with the Prof, because you always knew that no matter what, he would back you up to the hilt in whatever you were attempting. It couldn't be said about everyone. I can't remember who used to travel around here. Sure we can find a travel place. Anyway, I think we've almost seen enough here. There should be screenshots at the beginning and the end of this. I haven't got many free computers. I think I didn't keep all the screenshots from one computer to the next, which was a great pity. Let's say I also went to Birmingham twice on fan meets. That's because you took ferries here, didn't you? Yes, let's have a look at the ferry. There we are. It's all coming back to me now. There we go. Granville. This is the capital of the villain side. And we'll just have a quick look at this, then I'm going to call it a day. I hope you will all put up a bit with my looking back over my past gaming history. And I've got this set to absolute maximum. It still looks good to my eye. Yes, it's a bit grey this side, but it's not surprising. And if you look round, if they've got them all working there, as you come in, I don't know how they've got them working now. What? Here we are. Let's come up here. There we are. Now, if you look, you've got 50 screens up here with the leader of the villains getting his forces already, and everybody here looked a bit sad and miserable. Well, it's not really surprising. It's Quartermaster. As we pair now, somewhere in here, let's just have a look if I can remember the way to pick up the main villain task force. Now it's through. Oh, whoops. That's it, through here. That looks like it still works. Yes, Radburn was a very nice gentleman. I never met him in person, but I played with him a lot. And people who met him said he was a gentleman. His wife also played sometimes, not often, but now and again she would join in with him. My wife played a lot. Now the pair of us done a lot on here. I reckon, I'm going to guess and say I had about, I don't know, 10,000 hours on it. I wouldn't be far short because it's something I played all the time. Here we are, there's administrator there. Ah no, this isn't the one, this is where you jump off to. I'm just seeing if I can find the leader of the enemies. He should be around here somewhere. I'll probably over the other side from here. Can you still use it? Yeah, you can. Wowee. Very dark in here. I'd actually, if I was playing this now, I'd lighten this up a bit. Well, I can't just lighten a little bit. Options, graphics and audio, just Just lighten it quite a bit and hope it still works afterwards. That's better. Oh yeah, sometimes it doesn't like playing with these things. Ghost Widow, one of the main villains. Black Scorpion, another of the main villains. And here he is, Lord Recluse, the main villain. Anyway, I think with that I'm going to leave it here. There is actually 3 games which are in various stages of completion, which are meant to be the new City of Heroes. One looks quite handy. Ship of Heroes looks about the closest to them. Whether any of them will ever work is another matter. But we will find out in fullness of time. There's Phalanx, I think, is another, and City of Titans is the third. But now all we got left is this. There's a whole load of stuff here. All your bits and pieces. It's just a great pity you can't get all the stuff you used to have. Oh, you can't. Oh, yes, you can. I didn't want to do that. And this is where all your enhancements went. Your enhancements up there, your salvage there, recipes, because you could make things. It had everything for its day. It had the flaming lot. Oh, we have got more. Oh, and more. And more travel paths in here. Yeah. Anyway, what's that? And this is another run path. This is the ninja run path. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. If you like this, all please consider leaving a like. Something a little bit different. Going back over my past gaming experience, what made me what I am, and this is. And I will tell you now, if any of those follow-ups come out and are any good, I will be back in, even paying a subscription to play them. I like this game so much, as did a lot of people, but not enough to for NCSoft to keep it going. And when NCSoft wipes, it really wipes. The studio they set up, Paragon, actually wanted to buy the rights to it for a decent price, and NCSoft just said nope. One day wipes them, and some people said that's because the servers were getting near the end of life. But the telltale was that they were wiped clean for their next MMO, and it went straight on the same servers. Oh well. There's your luck. Anyway, any comments, questions, queries, and if you're enjoying this series, sort of mini series of old games, I will try and find some more I used to play. I've got lots of them. Oh, have I got? Oh yes, that's all the Incarnate stuff. Oh, I do miss this game so much. I really do. Never mind. Yes, with that in a moment, say cheerio for now. Cheerio.